How's everybody doing? This is Chuck from Mining with Uncle Chuck. My DHL guy is here. He's brought me a box, something I've been waiting for. Yes, this is my Ice River KS3L KASPA miner. Let's crack this box and get this thing up and hashing. So as I said, it's finally here. This is my new Ice River KS3L KASPA ASIC miner, and I have been patiently waiting for this thing to show up. I actually expected it last week or so, but it is here today, and I was actually working on another video at this time on a different miner, but I dropped everything because I want to get this thing set up, connected to a pool and hashing. What am I gonna need? Well, it only takes one power cable, different than most of the Bitmain ant miners. This takes a C14 to a C19, so very similar to these boat anchor gold shell ASICs I have in the back. As well, the Avalon Bitcoin miners take the same power cable as well. So before we move on, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you like the video. Let's dig in. Okay, so I've quickly got my new KS3L KASPA ASIC miner unpacked. Everything looks okay at first inspection, and checking the fans, well, I don't really see any dust or residue, so I don't know whether or not it's been pre-mined or not. Some slight marks on the top, almost look like, I don't know, some light scratches, but it was supposed to be a brand new miner. So, as I mentioned, I was working on another video. You can probably tell what it is. I will release that later. But as mentioned in other videos, this building here, we are pretty jack slammed for power. So I am going to disconnect, actually right down here. This is one of my Blue Star miners. This is a clone, an L7 clone. So I am going to disconnect this thing temporarily, and we will get the KS3L set up here. Okay, so we've got our power cable connected to the new KS3L. We have got our Ethernet cable, and we have power. So let's head over to the computer and get this thing connected to a pool. Okay, before I get my new Ice River KS3L connected to the mining pool and up in mining, there's a few things that I want to talk about. Number one, obviously in the last 24 plus hours here, the crypto market has completely done a big dump again. So I'm over here at Fortune, and we're just going to skim through this real quickly here. Crypto sell-off intensifies with XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash among the hardest hit. The world's largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization came back into rare, volatile form on Thursday evening, dropping off a cliff and pulling the rest of the crypto market with it. That it did. So we're gonna head over to CoinMarketCap and we're gonna take a look and see where things are at right this second. Okay, let's just take a really quick look at where we're at with the market right now. I'm not gonna spend much time on here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So we're sitting at just over 26,000. We've got our 7-day view here, and as you can see, here is the cliff. We're just over 24 hours here. This is August the 17th, and we have been going sideways ever since. If you own an S19J Pro, a 90 terahash, 100, 110, 121, you need a life preserver. We've got some of the S19 XPs, the 141 terahash, and we are barely poking our head above the water. So how has this affected KASPA? Let's take a look. Now, most of this list is all mineable, so here we are. Let's click on KASPA. So we're looking at 0.04139 right about. Here's the 17th. So we have actually seen a little bit of rebound with KASPA. KASPA's done okay. This is our 1-day view compared to some of the other altcoins. Now, the last thing quickly, before we get into the setup of my new Ice River KS3L, there's been a number of videos done over the last month or so on the complete setup of the Ice River KS0. Guys like Red Panda Mining, Hobbyist Miner, Rabid Mining, and Vosk Coin have all done great in-depth videos. So you may want to fast forward this video to where I log into kaspapool.org, and this is where we're going to look at the hash rate of the new KS3L and my preliminary extraordinary profits in the first 24 hours of mining. I'm sure everybody's interested. And in mentioning Red Panda Mining, he was one of the first ones that I knew that even had an Ice River miner. And this is when everybody thought Ice River was a scam. So, and lastly, to those of you that have emailed me and say, hey, Chuck, are you ever going to have any merchandise available for sale? I can say today, if you head over to miningwithUncleChuck.com, I have set up a merch store with Spring. So I do have a few items available for sale here, and it's a great way to support the channel, given that I'm not sponsored, and as you know, and I still choose not to be. So it's kind of my last big push to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I've been kind of doing this almost a year, but I really enjoy putting this content together for all of you. Everybody that's reached out to me and said they enjoy the channel, thank you so much. Enough said, let's set up this new Ice River KS3L. Okay, given that I've never logged into the dashboard of an Ice River miner before, I thought I would go through the complete setup with you. I'm going to move fairly quickly, but you should be able to follow along. As you know, we have a number of other miners, and the process on most ASICs is pretty much the same. So before we move forward, we are going to need to use an IP scanner to scan our network. You can use whatever you like. Today, I am using Fing. I have scanned my home network, and I'm looking for something that stands out. And I know in this instance, it is generic here, so this has to be my Ice River miner. Simply copy the IP address and paste it into your taskbar. Click enter. So we are at the login screen for the dashboard of our miner. Now this is where things are a little different with an Ice River miner over, say, a Bitmain miner. Most miners use either admin or root. Ice River uses admin and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we click login. Okay, so I have logged into the dashboard of my new Ice River KS3L, and the first thing I want to do is get rid of these wallet addresses here and change the pool information. So I'm going to head up to mining settings, and this is where we need to change this information. I'm going to take a quick pause here, delete all of this information, and put in my own, and we'll be back with you. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and I've deleted all that information that was here when we first logged into this new KS3L miner. Here is our wallet address, and I made one small change. You don't have to do this, but I'll tell you why I did. I put a .ks3l. I'll give you an example. Say you have 3 of these. You would put on your first one .ks3l1, the next one .ks3l2, and so on. What will this help? When you are connected to whatever mining pool you choose, when you're in the dashboard of the mining pool, you'll easily be able to differentiate between the miners you have connected to that pool. Under pool 1, this is the pool stratum address for KASPApool.org. How did I get this? Well, if you head over to their pool and you click on start mining, you see servers and ports. It's confusing. Now, I simply went to Ice River's website, downloaded the user manual, and halfway down, you will see a number of pool options here. Now, these are pools that Ice River has tested and are working on their miners. So I simply copied in KASPA Pool's information stratum address here, and I pasted it into my miner. With one small change, simply put in a US instead of the EU. Now, if you choose to use this pool, I will paste this down below in the description of the video, and you can easily copy and paste it. But many other pools already will have this, and you just have to simply copy and paste it. If you don't know what pool that you plan to use, head over to Mining Pool Stats, click on KASPA. You will see there is a ton of options. Do your homework. I'm probably going to play around and try some other pools, but I thought I would start at KASPApool.org. After we've done all this, but you want to click save. It'll say operation complete. You want to restart your miner. Now it'll take a few minutes, and you will click on home. Now I've already gone ahead and done this. It will take a few minutes or so. It could take up to 15, 20 minutes. But as you can see, we have hash rate, accepted shares. Quickly taking a look at our hash rate, 5 minutes, we're sitting at 4,456 gigahash. Our 30-minute hash rate, 5,080 gigahash. Now, what does that translate to? If we head over to Ice River's website and look at some specs, they're telling us that our KS3L should be 5 terahash. So again, we're approximately 5,080 gigahash. What I'm going to do right now, pause the video, and I am going to mine for 12 hours or so and take a look at maybe the payouts that we've seen early on. We will come back to it then. Okay, so we've been up and mining for about 19 and a half hours. And yes, I know our miner in the corner says 7+ hours, but unfortunately, the power in our building today went out for a fraction of a second and reset all of our miners. Our overall hash rate is anywhere between this 4,600 plus gigahash and just over 5,000 gigahash. So around where we should be. So the next thing we're gonna do is log in to the dashboard of our mining pool. So we'll head over to kaspapool.org. Where it says miner address, this is where you are going to paste your Kaspa wallet. So yes, the same wallet address that you put in the dashboard of your miner. I've already got mine here. I'm gonna paste and we are going to click enter. Inside the dashboard of the mining pool, you will see a substantial amount of information here. First and foremost, we wanna make sure my miner is connected to the pool. Obviously, I've already done this. I can see it here, KS3L, 30-minute, 3-hour, 24-hour hash rate. So as I mentioned to you before, if you had more than one miner, this is where they would show up. So the KS3L 1, 2, and 3, or KS0, or whatever other Kaspa miner you may have. It's kind of mirrored up here, our hash rates. And now we're gonna kind of take a look at this first, well, let's call it preliminary profits here. So we can see 1 hour, 3 hour, 12 hour, in 24 hours. So what I'm gonna do, given again, we haven't been up to 24 hours, let's take a look at our 12-hour profits here. So we're looking at 3,176.94 Kaspa, profit of 130.64. Let's times that by 2. So we are looking at a profit of 24 hours of approximately $262.86. Obviously, minus our electrical costs. So this is probably going to fluctuate because Kaspa has already bounced back a bit, which is great. The next thing we want to take a look at is over here on payouts. So here we're looking at all of my mining payouts since I started mining last night, and we're looking at 1941, so 7:41 p.m. I made some setting changes here, but originally the first few payouts or so were just the pool factory payout settings. Now you can change this. I'll show you how to do this. You can actually set it to a higher amount of Kaspa or lower, depending how quickly you want your payouts. How do you do that? You simply head over to settings. Here's where you change your payout settings. Now, factory, it comes at 100 Kaspa, so you are getting payouts fairly quickly, at least on this miner. I decided to change mine to 300. I'm gonna make this larger, momentarily here, but I was trying to time my payouts on the hour and I got really close because I wanted to kind of see how the fluctuation in hash rate was. Now here where it says worker IP, this is not the IP you got when you scanned your home network. This you simply go into Google and Google what is my IP address, and it will come up and you simply paste that in there. You make your adjustment to whatever you want your payout to be and you click the check mark. We'll head back to our payouts. From here, if you want to take a look at the pool statistics, just click on here. This will give you the current hash rate of the pool, 1.83 petahash, and our 3-hour average. But here is where we can see our top 50 miners. So now if you want to poke around a bit, you can see the sheer number of miners that are connected to this pool and the overall hash rates. Look at this guy, 147 workers, 49.50 terahash. Last night, I noticed one that jumped out at me, over 100 terahash. And when you clicked on it, you could see 7.95, just over 8 terahash, which tells me testing of KS3s. So is this maybe Ice River doing some pre-mining? I don't know, not there today. But this is causing the overall Kaspa hash rate to balloon. Okay, so I can't do a video on Kaspa without talking about the overall network hash rate. Now, I'm only going to talk about this for a minute because there's guys covering this on a daily basis, and there's one thing we all agree upon, that this is going to continue to climb. So let's just quickly look at August the 1st. We've got 3.02 petahash, and then we're up, climbing 5 and 7, 9, until we hit today's date,
August the 19th now to 12.36 petahash. Absolutely crazy. And we're not even at the end of August. So why is this? Well, obviously, Ice River is starting to ship a lot of their new miners, the KS3L like I have, and possibly the KS3s are shipping. And look out, the end of August, beginning of September, Bitmain is going to be shipping and releasing their KASPA miner. If you're thinking about purchasing one of these, I would wait. Would I buy another one and dip back in my pocket $19,500? Hell no. But I'll tell you this, when the hash rate continues to climb and the profitability goes down, which is starting to do quickly, the prices will tumble. We've seen this in the past. We saw this with the Bitmain KA3, the Kadena miner last year. Everybody wanted one. You couldn't get them. They were $15,000, $20,000. Before you knew it, within 3 months, they were down at $8,000 to where they're at today, about $2,700. So my initial thoughts on this Ice River KS3L, well, it's early on here, obviously, but I think it looks like a decent build miner. The interface is great, but only time will tell. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like the video, and I'm gonna be back with you real soon, and we'll do a follow-up video and continue to look at profitability and what have you. Peace out.